What's up, Mr. Spooner here to teach you about equation solving. Day one, we're going to do some vocab. I'm going to teach you how to combine like terms. So before we dig in, we got some vocab. So you can read and pause on the screen here if you want to scribble this down, but let me talk through a couple of these things. A coefficient is the number in front of a variable. So for example, if you had something like 5x, the coefficient would be 5. If you had something just x, well, then there's actually an implied 1 in front, so the coefficient would be 1. Simplify, you're going to learn more about this today and tomorrow. That is where you are going to remove parentheses and combine like terms. More on that in a minute. Like terms mean you have the same variable part and the same exponent. More on that on the next slide. Variable is a letter that represents a number. We like to use X a lot in algebra. You could also use Y. Use an S for Mr. Spooner, but that looks like a 5. Constant term, constant here just means a number. So if you see like 7, that could be a constant term. An equation is a number sentence with an equal sign. Maybe it should just be equal sign. And the golden rule of algebra, which you'll learn more in a couple days when you start solving equations, is do unto one side as you would do unto the other. If you do something to the left, you got to do it to the right also. Vocab. All right, so here we have a little expression. 2x plus 2, how many terms are there? There are actually 2 terms here. Not because of all the 2's, but because you have 2 different things separated by a plus or minus sign. That means there's 2 terms. And that's how you differentiate terms. You're looking for plus or minus signs separating numbers and letters. That is how you classify terms. Like terms. All right, so before I said there had to be the same variable part and the same exponent part. So we're looking for the same variable. The 3 and the 5, that doesn't matter at all. That's just the coefficient. We're looking for the same variable part. Well, x and y, that's not the same variable. X, y, well, that y kind of ruins things. You're just looking for x. 3x squared, that x is the same variable part, but it doesn't have the same exponent. That 2 ruins things. So it turns out that only 3x and 5x in my little picture here are like terms because they have the same variable and the same exponent, which in this case is just an implied 1. The coefficient doesn't really affect like terms. All right, so you might see something like this. This is called an expression because there's no equal sign, and your job is to combine like terms. So imagine in your room and you're trying to clean it up and you've got t-shirts, shorts, and jeans lying around. Maybe the first thing you do is ask someone to clean it for you, but then when someone says no, you're going to try to make a pile of your shirts, a pile of your shorts, a pile of your jeans. That's what you're doing here. So I see that I have a 2x. I see that I have a 1x. Together, that's going to give me 3x. I see I have, oh no, I forgot about my 5x. Silly me. I actually have 2x plus 5x plus 1x. That's 8x. All right, now I have a 4y and, oh, no other y's. So I just have a little 4y here. I'm going to put them all together. And then I've got a 5a. Let's circle these. 5a and a 2a. And together that's going to make 7a. A couple things about the signs here. You are always going to take the sign that's in front of the number. So here, this is a positive 4y, a positive 5a. And then when you're trying to string them together, if they're positive, you put a plus sign. If they had been negative, which might happen on the next problem, then you would put a minus sign. And then what do you do when you get here? You circle your answer. You're done. 8x, 4y plus 7a. All right, pause the video here. Why don't you try and see if you can figure this one out? And we're back. Did you get one of these answers? These are 3 different ways of all writing the same answer. I probably prefer this one because it's in alphabetical order, but all of these would be accepted by your teacher. I probably don't love this second one as much because of the plus and the minus sign next to each other. That confuses me, but all of these would be fine. All right, let's try a harder one. What about this? So let's start figuring out our like terms. We know that x's and x squareds don't go together, so I'm going to box x's. That's not so bad. 3x plus 15x is 8x. And now I'm going to squiggle underline my x squareds. Before you get confused with squared. You don't need to square that -7. The squared is just corresponding to the x part. So it's just -7x squared, -6x squared, and plus 20x squared. So -7 and -6 makes -13. Plus 20 is 7. And then we put a little plus sign because it's positive. And again, this is the final answer. You could write it in the other order, but we like this order the best. All right, let's try one more and then we're out of here. All right, try this one. Pause it here. The hint is the x, y's go with each other, but not with just the x's or the y's. And did you get, ba-bam, 5xy plus 9x plus 18y? If you did, nice job by you. You're ready to rock on the homework. And that's it for me. Good luck.